Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we're out live on Project Cars 2 for PlayStation for the Pagnian Imports BMW M1 Procar Cup, and it is the final round of the series, and that sees us heading to Imola to wrap up the BMW M1 Procars. We'll check out the session details for tonight. At Imola, we've got Division 2 starting off, and we've got 15 minutes of qualifying. Weather is heavy cloud. The final race is 14 laps. Weather will progress from medium cloud through to light cloud. There's a mandatory pit, and then we'll have a break and head over into Division 1, which will start at 8:45 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then Division 1 will race under those same conditions. Looking at the standings after round 4 for Division 2, Spray and Pray has a solid lead coming into the final round. It's essentially guaranteed him a win for the championship, providing he can have a very clean race, because there is double points up for grabs that could mix things up still. And in Division 1, it is very tight in the championship. Coco Dog taking the lead after round 4 with 500 points, and then Vortex sitting on 486, and you can see the rest of the points going down. It is very tight, and with those double points, we're definitely going to be potentially seeing anyone take that win. Last week at Azure, we had Balaki return after an absence to qualify second, go on to take the win and secure the fastest lap bonus points. And then for Division 1, Mick Cliff taking his maiden win after qualifying third, and Vortex secured the fastest lap bonus points. And the session's loaded up pretty quick tonight, so that we can actually hear a little bit of background noise of cars scrambling out. So we will cross over in a moment. And then our Division 1 drivers, tonight is the final opportunity for them to be able to become the proud owner of a $50 Pagnian gift voucher, courtesy of our sponsors, Pagnian Advanced Simulation. So one lucky driver will have $50 to spend at Pagnian on next level racing products. That's pretty exciting. And off we are trackside now. 7 drivers loaded in at the moment for Division 2. Make our way down through the list. If you're joining us for the stream for the first time, don't forget to hit that follow button. And then for everyone watching, don't be shy, jump in the chat, say hello. And we've already got Pipes, who's just thrown in a chat message to wish himself luck as well. Pipes having a fantastic series. He's sitting second in the championship. He's got a fair gap of points between himself and Spray. But just a good solid run tonight could definitely guarantee him second. However, should Spray be involved in any at-fault instance that could potentially cost him some championship points, that could advertently affect his championship, it'd have to be pretty potential. We were just joking about in the lobby beforehand. He'd essentially have to be at fault with nearly every driver on the track and then not redress the position to potentially lose all those points and his shot at the championship. So pretty good to be coming into the final round with that nice lead, being quite comfy. The drivers will be enjoying a little bit of more track width after a very tight Azure circuit last week. We got Dirty loading in. He was having some connection issues before the lobby, what the other drivers were saying. Of late, he's been riddled with IP conflicts with other drivers in the sessions that hadn't been letting him get in them. We thought it got resolved, and then he managed to get a random disconnect. And then if he's again having some IP conflicts, it's going to be very unfortunate. Hopefully they can get resolved for him so we can have some good clear runs out on track. make our way down. Check out all our drivers. We've got Doggy Daddy. He's fighting for podium position tonight. He's in a good spot to grab that podium finish for the championship, but it is pretty close with the other drivers around that level. You have to make sure he finishes up towards that top end, or at least gap as many of the other drivers that are near him as possible. We've got Hypes. Over to Balaki. Balaki away for the first 3 rounds of the series, and being back to make round 4 last week. Then went on to make up for some lost weeks with a nice win at Azure. Simsel. We'll jump on board for a lap around with one of the drivers. Hopefully no commentator's curse for any of them when we do so. Simo's sitting on 282 points for the championship. So that sees him in 5th position, just behind Doggy Daddy. Got Function. It's run a little wide, that's just put him off slightly. Not sure if that may have done any damage. Hasn't invalidated his time. And good to see him on track last week. It's very good to see him back for the final. Good to see him jump back in the series after a long time absence. A driver with us in our very early days and decided to make a comeback. We get to see him on track a lot more. And Spray, our championship leader. Current pole position was Dan Boone, however just crossing the line then saw Spray take it. It's only 1/10 difference. It's been some pretty consistent pace between Spray and Dan. It would have been much tighter in the championship, but Dan having to be absent for a round cost him some points. Oh, look at that drift. These cars are fantastic for a round. And Dan Boone. Dan Boone sitting 3rd in the championship. He's got 385 points. That's only about 9 points away from Hypes. He's going to be looking to qualify and finish ahead of Hypes to be able to reclaim that 2nd position. There's 240 points up for grabs for the race win. There's 10 points for the fastest lap. And then 25 points up for grabs for that pole position. There's a good amount of championship points to wrap up the series tonight. So there's a lot on the line. Hey, Sami. Thanks for jumping on the stream. It's been great now for Dirty Monkey. He's ended up hanging up the controller. He's now sitting behind the steering wheel. Oh, he's suffering some lag. It's going to be a disconnect for him. Going to be... Yeah, he's stuck completely. We're going to see him There he goes. The monkey disconnected. Hopefully he can get that connection issue sorted. He's got 6 minutes left to qualifying. Going to be disappointing for Dirty. As I was saying, for Dirty Monkey grabbing the wheel. So it was a kind donation given to him from Doggy Daddy. Ended up driving it down and delivering it to another member who then went on to post it further down for Dirty. It's a fantastic group of members that we have, and they're helping each other out. It's good to see some great kindness amongst all our drivers. We may not be anywhere near each other, we'll be on opposite sides of the country, and they're all got some great heart to be able to help each other out. There's been other donations in the past as well, donating prizes and the likes. We've also got all the sound effects controls down underneath the streams, that way you can cheer, applaud, boo, play some fun sound effects as well. So do have some fun playing with those. See some fantastic passes, some crashes, throwing a cheer or an oof. Have some fun with it. That will actually be saved over the stream, so it won't just be played locally. Spray holding that pole and he's improving. We're going to jump on board because this is the start of a new lap. Very tricky. The S's come down after turn one. And this car likes to throw the tail out a little bit as well, so you can usually take the curves pretty well in most cars. Hype's just had a spin, he's just invalidated his lap. You can just see just how flighty this car wants to be in its response to steering. Hey Steph, so jumping on the stream. A couple of blind crests down over the back. Sorry, midsection of Sector 2, should I say. Same coming up the hill towards the back end of Sector 2. Come onto the back straight, down into the chicanes. Sausage curves, very risky, and even the ripple strips next to it are quite raised, so it's easy to get the car up on the two wheels. So you do have to get that nice line right in between. Get that car nice and balanced. Lots of curve for these final couple of corners. Careful not to run out too wide on that exit strip. If you take it too far along, just before the grass, it'll sting you for exceeding track limits. That will invalidate the time in qualifying, and then also the following lap. So it's 3 seconds off his current pole time. So it's about a 1:53. But he's still nearly a whole second ahead of Dan Boone. Hey, Weaven, thanks for jumping on the stream. Not Leag racing tonight. So we haven't seen you on the stream live for a while. big congratulations on the Formula V Championship win to Weaven. Currently qualifying third is 3.4 seconds. Will we see an improvement on this lap? He is. He's got it down 1.6. Down to a 151.8. He's only 7 tenths away from Dan Boone's time. Hopefully enjoy the night off from the racing. And hey DK, thanks for jumping on the stream. There's qualifying complete. So it's final laps now. There's a minute 30 to wrap up this lap. Currently got 7.6 seconds separating the field. And Pagnian, having parked the car up, as has Doggy. He's qualified in 6th with a 156. Not sure if Pipes may have just invalidated at that time before. Well, he definitely has now. Did see like an additional notice in the race feed. However, he did have an off previously, which it was still showing. I think he dropped the tyre off for it to cut him out before he had that spin. Larky improves the time, but not enough to move in qualifying positions. That sees him in third. Dan must be wrapped up. And Dan's got no opportunity to take pole. His Bray improve a 150.1. No, he doesn't improve it, but he's still got that pole position. Pipes having some fun with the car. I think Larky's wrapped up his lap, yes. But him getting to be able to do some burnouts because he was on a hot one trying to take that pole position. And only leaves Pipes in control of his car. Doing some nice lockies. It looked like smoke coming off the front tyres. He might have been dragging the brakes too. But there we are, qualifying results for the final round of the BMW M1 Procar Cup at Imola for Division 2 Spray and Pray position. So a good outcome for that championship lead. And the rest of the grid will see Dan Boone, Balarki, Pipes, Simo Simsel, Doggy Daddy and Pagnian. Yes, even needing some nights off after Spa and then Monday night's racing. It's definitely 24 hour took it out of me. Still definitely recovering from it. It was a bit of a mission to try and tackle while being sick with COVID. It probably wasn't the best timing for it. But all in all, it was a lot of fun to be out there driving with you as well. Look forward to doing another enduro, and of course we'll be looking at loading up some mini enduros for us to be doing on a monthly basis. We won't be broadcasting those They'll be jumping in behind the wheel to get amongst all our drivers, and that'll be going on both platforms. So I think all our Project Cars members pretty keen to be doing some Spa GT free action after seeing us tackle far on the weekend. We'll have to have our own mini Spa coming up soon. Hey, Jurassic Jam, thanks for jumping in. Now, drivers all readied up. Let's go green for last time for Division 2 on the BMW M1 Pro cars. Fair bit of spooling up from most drivers. Lucky darting up the inside. He's almost trying to find a spot to squeeze in to go free wide between Spray and Dan. Would have been interesting coming down in the following corners. Not sure if there may have been an off. No, just some tyres dropping off the edge. A bit slippery for Balaki. Really pushing this car to try and get up and around Dan. Spray starting the gap a little. He's pushed it out to 8/10 already. Okay, good dog. What's jumping on? Post race time penalty for Hypes already. Got back in the 6th position. Doggy Daddy's moved up a spot. And looks like he's going to be having to try and defend off Balaki very soon. Balaki is really closing in. There's lap 1. Nice clean lap 1 at Imola. Only 6.8 seconds away from race lead. Very tidy first lap. Close the gap a fair bit while sitting in the toe. Ooh, he's positioned up alongside. He's going to get the pass. He's had to shave off a little bit of speed and run out a little wider than he would have liked. But he did bring that in just in time. Can he start to pull away from Dan now? Looked like he was carrying a whole lot more pace. Saying that the previous lap, 159.7 for Balaki, 159.1 for Dan. Now very evenly paced still. Doggy closing in on Simo. Hypes also tucked in behind. Right up over those curves, you can really just see how much it unbalances that car. While he's still trying to turn that car back in and across ready for the next corner. Once you've got that left side up in the air and you keep turning, it is easy to roll the car. A little bit of a cut, maybe slow down request. Anyway, opting the pit. I don't think he's taken any damage. They've just been getting out of that battle. Mandatory pit requirement out of the way. Force default setup race, so the drivers have no control over fuel loads. So that means the game will give sufficient fuel for them to be able to do out the laps. Dropping off Ostoggy heap of pace. That opened the door for Hypes to get around. Larkin now copping a post-race time penalty. Yeah, it was a very quick stop for Simo. It's probably just quick stop and go. Sami, it's going to be good to see you back out on track, hopefully with us for the V8s. Hopefully your injury is all sorted in time. Otherwise you might have to learn how to battle and tame the beast on a controller. Right. Was having his lead being pushed out to nearly 2 seconds. It's dropped down a bit. Blarkey's flying through. Previous lap, Blarkey was about 2.3 seconds slower than Spray, so we'll see what it is when they cross here. A lap for Spray, 151.2. Blarkey, 150.4. So you can see just why he closed that gap in. Being within reach, a little bit of slipstream. Again, about the closing in on those straights. And he's just going to have to be able to try and maintain going through the corners with a little bit more pace without costing him any time. Fight for position 4, still sitting at the same spot. Probably having got back around after losing the position to Hypes in the laps before, but dropping a tyre off into the dirt. He chased down Spray. Yeah, it's not an easy feat, Sami, that control, especially on the V8s. I do not know how the others have managed to do it. Remember when I first bought Project Cars, I didn't have a steering wheel yet. And after being a Gran Turismo racer on PlayStation for so long, being able to easily manage a car with a controller, I did think the game was a horrible thing, because you couldn't even get through the first corner no matter how hard I tried. And it wasn't until I ended up buying that steering wheel and could actually get a lap in that I started to love the game. So for these guys to be able to get out there and beat others on the wheels while they're doing it from the controller, it's fantastic. Hey Alex, thanks for jumping on the stream. And Gallon as well. Alex all the way from Italy. Great to see everyone viewing from such far away. Jurassic Jam mentioned on Monday night he's from England. Several drivers now with post-race time penalties. We'll quickly bring that up. It's 3-second penalty to Blarkey, 1 second to Doggy, and 1 to Hypes. 3 seconds could really cost Balaki. We've seen very close finishes in pretty much all the rounds. Balaki's looking to take that win. He's going to have to be in excess of 3 seconds ahead of Spray for the finish. Dan Boone deciding to pit in. We're only a couple of laps away from halfway. Okay. Dog having a crack for Big Chungus Racing Team. Dan now having pit. That sees Doggy up into third position, Hypes into fourth. With both of them also having post-race time penalties. They are both wearing a 1 second penalty, so if they stay close to each other, it's going to negate that, so it's not going to be too costly. It's only if there's going to be any further instance that could potentially disadvantage a position to them at the finish. So 6 laps, these guys have been pretty consistently paced. There's Balaki bringing that gap right down to under half a second now. Both Spray and Balaki coming to the pits. Just look how close Balaki's sitting. He came in on that entry so close. His pits are here. One of them nearly missing it. If Balaki can have a quicker stop here, I'll see him come out ahead of Spray. Doggy Daddy M moves up into race lead. Hypes deciding to pit in also. Spray's underway. Much quicker stop for Spray, so he's pulled away with a decent gap. Spray comes back out into second position. Oh, it's just cost him. A bit of object fixation for Function. He seemed to follow straight off in that same path. Got him into quite the spins. There's a fair bit of debris scattered across the track. That was incredibly lucky for Balaki. That time loss in the pits. Now he has been regained. Driver's lucky. That's a big amount of sand trap. There's not much chance of taking any wall damage on the track, which is handy. Okay, now with a good amount of open track ahead, really focusing, trying getting some very tight times. Having no pressure from behind, no traffic up ahead. That sounds like the car was hanging in a gear for a second. Function going into the pits now. I do believe that's all drivers except for Doggy Daddy. He will need to come in and serve that pit. He's got 15 seconds, 15 and a half seconds before anyone's going to be putting pressure on him. Struggling to really and spray, managing to keep him at bay a bit. Looks like Doggy's had an off. Bit of damage to that front end. I don't think it looks as bad on the stream. So that's probably going to see him have to come into the pits now. That's unfortunate. Looks like, yeah, it's a bit more bent up on my screen than it is on the stream. A little bit of latency variation in what might have happened for him. Hopefully it's not too long of a repair job. That lap with the incident must have cost him big time. Pipes already having passed. He has got that mandatory pit out of the way. Currently in 5th position. Main focus now is just to try and not be too many gaps away from those that he's contesting for the podium spots on the championship. He's only 9 points ahead of Dan Boone. He did qualify towards more the back end. Dan qualifying up the top end. Pipes can try and at least just finish a position behind. Should be able to secure his position too. If Pipe starts closing in on Dan, if Dan wants to try and take second in the championship, he might even try and look at focusing on securing a fastest lap bonus points if he can. Those extra 10 points could be more than enough just to compensate. It's only going to be a marginal difference in points for qualifying. I'll bring up the timings while there's a bit of a gap. That every driver except for Spray has got a post-race penalty. Vlaki's pushed it out to 5 seconds, and then it's only 1 second and 2 seconds for the others. And then the fastest lap of the race, it's 150. That's a 150.439. That's Vlaki. He's only just quicker than Spray, setting a 150.442. He is the race leader after having been able to get around Spray after he went off into the kitty litter in the first couple of corners after his mandatory pit stop. Made up for that slower stop from Balaki. Sure what the big difference was, right on each other's tail going into the pits. Max Velaki end up taking tyres. With a 5-second penalty, Velaki's got a lot of making up to do. He's out across the line, start lap 11. There's 14 laps in the race. He's only leading by 2.3 at this point. Spray not having any post-race time penalties. All he's got to do is just hold that gap and be able to take the win in the final round away of time penalties. Only a few laps to go. We'll take a look at the current standings. We've got Function in position 7. No drivers being lapped yet, which is fantastic to see. At this rate, we should be able to see all drivers finish on the full 14 laps. Boggy Daddy, position 6. Looking a bit better after taking those repairs. B5 is Pipes. Timo Simsel in 4th. Before we might have saw disconnects occurring towards the back end of the race last week. It was actually missing out on some points, having exited the session before the race officially actually finished, which is why we didn't see him at the results screen when it crossed over last week. I'm sure Simo will be sticking around, see that countdown go through. In 3rd is Dan Boone. A few seconds away from the car ahead, and he also has a time penalty. Second is our championship leader, Spray and Pray. Up leading the race is Velaki. Lap 12. Would be looking pretty strong to take the win, but he's got that hefty 5-second penalty. He is about half a second quicker in pace compared to Spray. With only a couple of laps remaining, that's not going to be enough to try and wane off an extra 5 seconds. Even more. He's now dragged that out to 7 seconds. He's really pushing those track limits. 7 seconds is going to cost him down into 4th position. Sorry, no, that'd be 3rd position. And he's wearing a time penalty as well. He's got 2 seconds. And there's currently 5-second gap between them. Bad line for Velaki, costing him a heap of pace through that corner. Dropping a tyre off on the apex and at corner exit. well within reach of being able to take position. 2 here by the way of the time penalties. And Gallen, yeah, Spray needs to level the field and get a time penalty. He's the lone wolf in the standings tower, the only blue number on the board. It was a much slower lap before for Leag. It was a 1:55. So he's made up for it on this lap of 1:50. I think that's meaning we're going to be seeing new fastest lap times. I think it was 1:51s when we were looking at it earlier on. That is the case. I could see Dan Boone sitting with the fastest lap of the race. Oh, sorry, it was 1:49s. They have improved. It's a bit of a movement. We had Leag with it before. It's a 1:49.7 for the fastest lap of the race, and that's held by Dan Boone. Those extra 10 points essentially gaining him the upper hand on that gap between himself and Hypes on the championship standings, which he was kind of needing as Hypes is only a couple of positions away. The big hope for Hypes now is to see if he can at least gain one more position over the course of this lap. He's 5 seconds away from Simo. Leag fakes crossing the line first, but that penalty's gonna sting him something fierce here. Gray crosses the line, takes first. Leag bumped down into third position. So Dan moves up into second. It's going to be very helpful for the championship standings. Let's just put an extra car in between himself and Hypes. Congratulations, Spray. Looks like he's kept his nose clean for the race. I don't think he's done a multiple of no redresses, so we should be able to safely say he's won the championship. So congratulations to Spray. And then Dan getting on that podium and seeing himself be able to finish on the podium for the championship also. Leag, fortunately, dropping back a couple of spots from those time penalties. And he still sees himself on the podium in position 3. So we're having some fun doing some circle work to cross the line. Wouldn't want to be giving up too much time, so he's got time penalties as well, so will Hypes gain a position. Must have been enough to do it. So congratulations, Simo 4th, Hypes in 5th. Doggy Daddy crosses in 6th. 30 seconds on the final straight. All drivers getting across the line for 14 laps. That's a fantastic outcome. Congratulations, Function, taking 7th. There we have final round results for Division 2. Spray and Pray taking the win and then secure championship. So congratulations. Then on the podium in second is Dan Boone, and third Leag. Then the rest of the standings is Simo Simsel, Hypes, Doggy Daddy, and Function. And then see if there was any movement on that fastest lap. 1:49.7 still remains, and that goes to Dan Boone. So congratulations on those extra points as well. And we'll be adding Spray, Dan, and Leag into the chat And then we can see there, 13-second penalty to Balaki in the long run. So you can see just why he pulled the car up at the finish line. So he had more than enough gap between Simo Simzel. So it was 54 seconds in the end. So he had more than enough time. He knew he was going to be losing those two positions. And we got Spray. Congratulations, securing the championship. I don't think I saw you punt every car off, so we can safely say you are the series winner.
I seen him hit every single car on the track.
Mate,
there you go, protest from Balaki already.
honestly, you can put a protest in, Blake, but I honestly was that
I don't think my
cautious
13
that after
seconds will
I
help
hit
me.
it, I saw Funk Chin behind me and I missed my braking marker completely, so I was in the sand trap at turn 1.
Yeah,
That's
and he
how
followed you
cautious
as well.
I was. Yeah. Yeah, let Blake get in front, but hey, oh well. He had those penalties.
Yeah, that was starting the clock up a fair bit, Blake.
Yeah, it was. Then on the final lap, I just went straight through every corner.
There you
Hope
go.
for the best. Didn't work.
No, still on the podium. Good outcome. And Dan on taking position 2.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thanks, Balaki, for. I thought I'd blown it because as I was saying to the boys before, well, getting those slowdown penalties, and I was trying to slow down to get rid of them, but losing time doing that and then still copping the penalty. I thought, I should have just kept my foot in it.
Just wear it.
Yeah. But anyway, no, it was a good race. Pretty consistent and pretty even up front. So.
Yeah, some very good lap times. He's doing a fair bit of mixing with the fastest lap of the race. So Dan, you
Who ended up getting that?
149.7 for Dan.
Jesus.
So it was sitting with you for a while, Balaki, and then that swapped
149.9.
around. Yeah.
I was up, but I decided to go straight through the corners.
I knew I had a 149 in it, so I just had to try and squeeze it out. I thought if I can't win, I'll at least want fastest lap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was enough to try and close that 9-point gap you had between yourself and Hypes as well.
Yeah.
For the extra 10 points, and then getting that extra position ahead as well with Balaki's penalties definitely helps. Should probably see a second in the championship, I believe.
That's alright, considering I missed a round. That's good.
Yeah, it would have been a much closer battle if you hadn't missed that round. So
yeah, I think Spray
down to a very big decider.
Would have been good if I didn't miss 3.
Yeah.
You can miss all you like, mate. We like getting a head start on you.
No, I'm back to Div 1 next series in the Supercars.
Ah, look out.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
Good work, everyone else. It was honestly the first few rounds. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like me, Simo, Doggy, Dan, who Dirty Monkey when he could make it. It was really good racing.
Pipes has done a good job.
Yeah, Hypes. Yeah, when we're all up in a group, that was my favourite part. How good and close we all got. It was awesome.
Yeah. This has been one of the better series. I think too, having the default setups helps.
100%.
Yeah, levels the playing field, and definitely seeing that amongst the results and just where everyone's racing. And then even tonight, all drivers finishing the full 14 laps, so it's fantastic.
Oh, it was awesome. It just shows, though, that I'm a lot better in default setups because I won the Formula Vs too, and those were default, so... Mate, look out. Next default setup race season, I'm on.
Yeah, be keen to see them turn up instead of the
100%.
usual dreaded oh no.
Try and not miss 3 rounds, make it a bit fair.
Yeah, 100%. I tried the V8s last night, and mate, I turned the steering wheel the tiniest bit, and I was doing a 360. I thought, what is this? Those cars turn way better than what these cars did.
Yep. Gonna be a big shock jumping into them, but it's gonna be some great racing again, I think. So.
Mate, 3 times as fast as what these cars get up to. So.
Well, at least these you can sort of power slide them a bit off the corners as well, whereas V8s you
definitely can't do that.
100%. Yeah, the V8s are more of a point and shoot car. This one's a if you want to miss, you can miss. If not, oh well.
Just jam it in there and
that's it.
Keep putting more lock on and keep the
pin her open, and yeah, that's it. Hold on.
It's great seeing a few opposite lock slides going in through the corners. The car looks fantastic when you're doing that. So
Yeah, 100%.
They're a fun car to drive.
yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks again for another good series, JT. It was awesome.
No worries.
100%.
Thanks,
Thanks,
There was
JT.
some fantastic driving for me to be able to watch.
Yeah.
Bring
Coffee cup
the
on the way.
supercars.
yep. Be good seeing
Without
us
missing
reporting
3
you next week.
rounds.
So good luck with the V8s starting on Thursday next week.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
No worries.
Good luck, everyone else, for Div 1.
Go, Gary, go.
And there we have F8 finishes with Spray taking the win. Dan in second place and Balaki in third. And then we will be having a break and then back in about 19 minutes with Division 1, so that starts at 8:45 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned and we'll be back then with more racing at Imola with Division 1. welcome back to Apex eSports League for the final round on Project Cars 2 with the Pagnian Imports BMW M1 Procar Cup at Imola at the moment to finish it up, heading off into Division 1 session. And Imola is in Italy, qualifying starting at 10 AM. Track length is 4.9 kilometers with 17 turns, and it is very fast. Nice few technical corners, and it's been some exciting racing that we saw just before with Division 2. So hopefully we can see another fantastic race with Division 1. And we currently got 9 drivers loading in. They've got 15 minutes to qualify. That qualifying position is going to be very crucial because it's the deciding round. And it's championship standings. We have Coco Dog leading the championship. He's got 500 points. Then see Vortex in position 2. He's got 486 points. Mick Cliff in third with 460. And we see Taijay in position 4 with 406. He was leading the championship before Azure, so being the leader just marginally going into round 4, but he suffered the disconnect, so he lost all race points for the round. He did score his qualifying points when he was running up towards that top end and essentially looking to add an extra 100 points to his tally. It was very costly. Then have DK Rush. That's down in 5th position on 388 points. Head Farmer in 6th with 350. The race points are doubled for the final round. Instead of the 120 points for a win, that's 240 up for grabs. Plus the 10 bonus points for the fastest lap of the race. You can just see how important this is going to be in every aspect tonight. To see who's going to win the series. The proud owner of the $50 Pagnian voucher. And while our drivers are all been eagerly practicing away in the BMWs to finish up the series, already starting to jump in behind the wheel of the V8 supercar in anticipating for the opening round next week. So there's another fantastic prize up for grabs, courtesy of Pagnian Advanced Simulation. And that is a next level racing cockpit. The next level racing GT Light cockpit's going to be a fantastic prize. Some new members coming across that are already showing a good amount of pace, so it's going to be a very exciting series to be jumping into. Oh, very Coco's no practice at all. I can imagine he probably hasn't done a whole lot this week in the BMW. He's having his new fancy toy to play with. Probably know which would be coming through as top priority. We'll be seeing a couple of our regular drivers making the jump over into iRacing to compete as well. Coco Dog and Doggy Daddy Both joining in on iRacing. Should be seeing them competing on Monday night. But for our new viewers that haven't hit that follow button yet, do so, because we're live Thursday nights on Project Cars. And then we are also live on iRacing on Monday nights. So we've got 5 weeks of V8 supercar action coming up. It's going to be a fantastic 5 weeks ahead. It's been a fantastic 5 weeks following the drivers in the BMW M1 Procars. But to see their skills all out there behind the wheel of the V8. We're going to be in for a fantastic series. Okay, yet to get a time on the board. It's currently 5 seconds separating 8 cars. Mick Cliff's holding pole with the first time lap, 1:53. I think you'll probably see that get down into the 49s. Do remember to use those sound effects controls to throw some support to the drivers as the race unfolds. And cheers and applauds. They do a fantastic job out on the track. How they race. Seeing these guys battle it out. It's not much different to sitting here and watching a real thing of racing. Their racecraft is superb. There we go, those quick times starting to come through now. Vortex lays in a 1:50.2. Gallon briefly snuck in pole just before Vortex crossed the line. Now all drivers, time on the board, 7 seconds is the difference. Make our quick way through, make sure we've covered all our drivers. We've got the contender. Vortex just invalidated his current lap as well, so he's exceeded track limits. We have DK Rush. Even Mick's got a Ford badge on the front of that car. Pretty sure he does. Going to be pretty pleased back behind the wheel of a Ford next week. And he's going to be excited when it announce the next series in the coming days. It'll be another all Ford series. It'll be bring a smile on Mick's face for that. There we had Steph throwing that car through the corner. Ed Farmer gets some extra temp in those tyres to try and dial in a very well-timed golden lap. Coco Dog. Gallon off. Validated the lap. No damage to deal with, so you can keep pushing that car around. Don't waste any time. We've got Mick Cliff. Does he improve his time? He had a 150. He does. He moves up a spot. Another 150. Takes third. And Vortex, his pole time's been taken. It's been whisked away by Taijo. Almost breaking into the 149s. Def's just had an off as well. I'm just having a flash of the lights. Not sure if you may be watching the stream off on the side. Noticed a couple of times as we cross over to some drivers, they'll give a flash to the lights. So they must have the stream off to the side and see themselves up on the screen briefly. There we go, 149 comes through. 149.5 for DK. Vortex another off, succeeding track limits. Several came up, so it's usually either a significant off track or it usually means it's actually invalidated the following lap as well. So Ijo's improved. Lap times is now 0.020 ahead of DK. This is getting tight. Vortex is 6 tenths away. Nick Cliff 9. Well, he was 9. He's now at 0.06. Look at those first 3 times. The 49s, 560, 580, and a 621. And even then, we get up in the 4th position. Vortex having some dramas with the car at the moment. He's had a few offs. Really trying to push this car. We have Vortex and the head farmer in the 50s. They're split a 205 and a 262. And then Coca Dog, only 7 tenths away. 1.4 seconds. Separating 6 cars. No, it's actually just been pushed out by 0.2. DK hopping positions with Taijo again. They're just going lap for lap here, improving on those times. We're seeing it getting down in the quick 49s. Would we be lucky and Grace will have 148. Last time Taijo stole back pole position. He's about to cross the line again. Got a 49.337 to beat. He improves his time. Doesn't change position. He's only a 10th away. Nick's still holding 3rd. Pecco's moved up. 9 cars, 3.2 seconds separating them. This is getting very close. Like Pretender just in front of Vortex. Enjoying this toe. Oh, big broad slide. Oh, made contact. That's going to have done it. He's going to have to get that car back in the pits quick. He's taken no damage. Just continue. Going to be frustrating. Try and jump on board for a lap with someone in a moment too. There we go. Pretty much start of a lap. On board with DK. Nice little taps, tap in a trail brake as he goes through those chicanes. You can see the car really sliding through that hairpin, but he's up. Wait, 022. sausage curb through the chicane. It's slightly putting him off pace. If you're crossing sector line here, yeah, it's costing him a big amount of time. He's going to have enough time to get across. We only got one more qualifying lap in. It's Tyjo's honing him down. Qualifying's complete. Alan qualifying nicely in 4th position, 4 tenths away. We're going to pull the car up, do some burnouts to finish up. So there's 110 seconds left to get these final laps in. No improvement there for Coco. Tyjo steals pole position, nearly into the 48s. Nearly 3 tenths better than DK's time of 1:49.057. That leaves Head Farmer and Coco Dog to get final laps done. Is there improvement for Head Farmer? 1:49.8 to beat. Obviously not, since he decides to go for a broad slide across the finish line. I think Coco's crossed the line. Looks like AI potentially driving that car. Plenty of time for DK to get one more lap in. Can he take pole? Always improved it, but only just behind Tyjo by 0.002. That was nothing in it. It was potentially going to steal pole there. No, time that is one of the closest qualifying gaps I think we've seen. That is phenomenal, so well done by Tyjo taking pole position in the final round. Then the rest of the grid is Mick Cliff, Gallon, Head Farmer, Coco Dog, Vortex, Pretender, and Steph. Over to the grid now. For the results of these qualifying times, this is going to be incredibly tight race to see. You're lucky enough to see all cars finish the full amount of laps in Division 2. We'll be lucky enough to see the same happen in Division 1. It would be fantastic to see. Those track limits proving to be a big issue in the first race tonight. And even the comments from our podium finishers saying that they were slowing down after giving the request, but still not being able to slow down enough for it to actually start counting. So the amount of pace that they were copying by slowing down and then also wearing a time penalty, much better to probably just take it on the chin. But in saying that, also need to play caution, seeing Malarkey lose 2 spots after crossing the line first from 13 seconds worth of penalties. You do need to weigh that up, especially when our races are finishing so close to each other. 1 second penalty can definitely cost you. Drivers using every moment of time here to hit that ready button. They do get a couple of minutes to set themselves up, otherwise I'll sit it out in the pits. like we've got them all. Lights to go green for the last time in the BMW M1 Pro Cars. Fantastic getaway for DK. Taking the race lead. Oh, it's too wide down towards the back. Gallen and Mick Cliff rubbing quarter panels. Vortex also tucking in just ahead of Pretender. Right on the tail of Head Farmer, looking to go for a pass. DK still streaming ahead. Too wide between Vortex and Head Farmer. Vortex gets the run of him. Looks like Mick dropped a bit of pace and then looks like traffic, because that's going to open that inside line up for these guys. Oh, and he goes out wide, that's cost him. He's going to be careful not to come back on. A little bit of wall contact. Taijo not giving up on DK. Only a few attempts away still. Coco gets up a nice few positions in the third. Mick's got the DJ out, number 17. Yeah, he does too. He's always for that car number. He's definitely his true and true Ford fan. Vortex taking on Gallen. He's just ahead and moves in. Gets the pass. Vortex within shot of a championship win. He needs to fight his way up towards that front end. Even that fastest lap bonus points is going to potentially be able to win the championship. Some of these, they're going to need every little point they can. Head Farmer and Pretender all closing in amongst each other. We're having a few battles going on. Vortex, after having passed Gallen and pulling away, starting to close in on Coco. DK pulling away a little bit from Taijo now. Vortex quickly gaining that ground on Coco. Putting some big pressure on here, is only inches away from that bumper. Coco pulls a little way a bit going up the hill. Got a few car lengths gap now. Showing a little bit more pace through that sector. Taijo Taking a different line, getting out of the stream. Saves that just understeered right out. Locked up under braking just to pull it in. That's going to allow some breathing room for DK. Jojo's going to have to try and close that gap in again. Vortex dropping back a bit in pace, as is appearing to be Coco. Gallon's quickly made up some ground over lap 3. So it's about 2 seconds quicker. Now that he's close enough to get in their toe a bit, maybe looking to make some moves. Oversteer, corner exit. 4 or 5 seconds back. Steph making his way back up. I'm not sure if that was all just dropped off from when he ran wide. He's also been in and grabbed a pit. I don't think so, not with those times. Just him waiting for a safe opportunity to re-enter the track. Steph's just copped herself slow down penalty as well. And ninth position. He's starting to gain some ground. Snap on Head Farmer. Lap before Head Farmer had some quicker pace. Vortex and Coco really pulling away from Gallon now. Of course, those last 2 sectors. One and a half second lead for DK. Starting to probe for a way through to Coco. Kenders has cost a penalty as well. We see the red numbers change their positions on the standings there. Means they've upped themselves to post-race time penalty. Division 2, we saw all drivers except for one that end up taking a time penalty. IJ teetering on this gap, he closes it in and it starts to drop back. Seems to be fighting with the car a little bit. He is doing it from the controller. Just find out in the lobby before too, Taijo joins us from the Philippines. Now other drivers all been Australia and New Zealand. It's great to be seeing drivers of other locations joining us. Taijo from the Philippines and even newcomer as well. streak for the V8s is from Italy, so it's great. We're starting to see some international drivers joining the league. Viewers as well jumping in and mentioning where you're all from. Jurassic Jam all the way from England. It's going to be great seeing drivers, some big difference in time zones trying to join in. From Earth. That works. Dropping back into 9th. Tech's struggling with that car. Dropping 2 positions. Gallon quickly closing in on Coco now. Lap by Gallon at 149.9. Vortex 152. Coco 150. Mojo's last lap also 149. Surprised if that's actually correct because the lap of the race at 149.4 stage it will be a pretty well-paced lap. We'll bring that up to you. Currently holding it. There's 2 seconds a pop for Pretender and Steph in penalties. And the fastest lap of the race is 149. It's 149.219. That's by DK Rush. Hydro's trying to close that gap. He's got it under a second again. DK pitting now. We're at the halfway point. So it's lap 7. We're at the start lap 8. That's 6 to go. Gallon also deciding to pit in. Tajo takes the race lead. Coco moves up into 2nd. Vortex 3rd. It's had big recovery after that off. He's now 4th position. Team down towards the back end. Okay, back out on track in 8th position. Gallon in 9th. He's only a couple of seconds away from DK. So for both having pit, DK being the race leader before first filling into the pits. Let's put Gallon into a good shot. Contend for race lead. We see the rest of the drivers peel off into the pits. They'll recover a fair few positions. It's only 43 seconds separating 9 cars, 8 laps into the race. Been some very good tight racing. Very clean and no incidents. But we saw in Division 2 session just before. So great to be seeing it all again. Vortex pitting now. Mick and Head Farmer move up a position. Mick now in P3, Head Farmer P4. Error for the Head Farmer. I think he may have been locking up under brakes. Seeing him dive off. Not too bad of an off. He has lost that gap that he had on Mick Cliff. 6 seconds behind Coco. He hasn't got any pressure from behind. Focus in, get those lap times right down. He's about a tenth slower than Coco's previous lap. Start cutting in just ahead of that. Got to close that gap in a little bit more. Mojo pitting now. A couple of corners away. Stays out on track. Probably be hitting in one of the last few laps, I would assume. It stays out. Moves up to P2. Head Farmer moves up into P3. Mojo back underway, comes out into 4th position. He comes out 4 seconds ahead of DK. With DK also having got his pit out of the way. And we'll see Taijo with the race lead by the time the 3 cars ahead will come in for their required pit stop. Saw that kind of time difference before when the drivers were taking tyres. It's likely DK end up taking a set of tyres. Taijo opting not to. That time getting him the race lead, but that could be a detriment to him over these next couple of laps. The tyres haven't been lasting out for the course of the races. If that is the case, Taijo's going to have to try and do some conserving. Not sure just how much harder the car is on tyres when being driven from controller. Maybe a little bit smoother to try and compensate for the sensitivity of a controller. However, lots of little adjustments may put extra wear on the car, so it will be interesting to see how this pans out. Side by side for Steph and Pretender. Steph slightly cuts the corner, just trying to stay well off to the side without making contact. Will that cost her a time penalty as well? Both are wearing them. Pretender 4 seconds, Steph 3. From lap 11, current race lead is Coco. Cliff closing that gap down. Okay, must have had a little off or a slip at previous lap. Well off his normal pace, he did a 154.219. Which is why that gap has quickly closed for Mick. His lap was 50.6. Farmer hitting in now. Midcliff and Coco remaining out on track still. I don't think they're going to be far enough ahead to be able to be within podium shot or not. Coco potentially. We'll take a look at the standings as of lap 12. We've got Steph in position 9. Pretender in 8th. Head Farmer P7. Vortex is in 6th. He's got a time penalty too, and Head Farmer not too far behind, so he may be able to claim a position from Vortex if he can close that gap in. Up in P5 is Gallant. DK P4. P3 is Taijo. He was the first of our cars in that list that have actually got the mandatory pit requirement out. He's currently 15 seconds away from the race lead. He's yet to pit. That should see him take the race lead once they do peel off. Position 2 is Midcliff. And race lead is Coco Dog. On lap 13, there's only 1 minute 4 separating the 9 cars. Looks like we're going to see all drivers finish on the 14 laps. It's great to be able to see that from both divisions tonight. DK starting to close in on Taijo. Can he get that pass? That could see him become the race leader by the time Coco and Mick head into the pits. Quickly closing in on Coco. They're both going to peel in the pits. Getting right close. Going off where his pit is. Both their stalls are pretty close. Whose is whose? Taijo reclaims race lead. It's the final lap. DK is 2 seconds away. I'm pretty sure it's the change of tyres that cost DK that race lead before, because he was leading the way before the pit stops. Spent a little bit longer time in there. Dog back out on track, as is Mick Cliff. Few seconds difference between the two. Okay, right in behind Vortex, but Vortex wearing 2 seconds. Okay, not needing to pass, just sit on the tail of Vortex. That'll be helpful for Coco because he wants to try and be up towards that top end. So he doesn't have much of a point difference in the championship. At this rate, there could be 240 points up for grabs for Taijo. Flash of the lights for Taijo. Knows he's got this in the bag now. Knows retractable lights in and out. Well done, Taijo, making up for that sad disconnect last week. If it wasn't for the disconnect, it could have possibly then been a championship win guaranteed. It still could be on the cards though. This is within reach. DK on the podium, position 2. Gallen also on the podium, broad slide, destroying the car across the line. Takes position 3. I think we've had Gallen on the podium for the BMWs. So it's good to see him back up towards that end again. Vortex finishes position 4. Coco in 5th. So he didn't keep that gap close enough to Vortex to try and get that extra position. That could be costly in championship points. Big Cliff crosses in 6th. Head Farmer in 7th. Pretend in 8th. And Steph crossing the line in 9th. That's all drivers. 14 laps done. Both divisions getting the full amount of race laps. That's fantastic driving by all. And Taijo, our winner for Division 1 in the final round of the BMW M1 Pro Cup. And also on the podium in 2nd place is DK, and in 3rd is Gallen. And the rest of the standings: Vortex, Coco Dog, Mick Head Farmer, The Pretender, and Steph. And we will have the scan for the fastest lap of the race. It's at 1:48, so they've got that down very quick, and that is by DK Rush, so an extra 10 points going DK's way also. So fantastic job there. We'll be adding Taijo, DK and Gallen into the chat. I'll be joining us very quick. We have Taijo, congratulations, making up for that sad disconnect last week. Get the win.
Oh yeah. Oh, what could have been, but hey ho, like as from policy. So yeah, that was good.
Yeah, good way to finish up the series. So then,
Who won the championship?
It's going to be close for points wise, I think. So it's going to be hard to try and work out on the fly here. But if you hadn't had that disconnect, it probably would have been a guaranteed win for the championship for you.
Oh yeah.
At the moment, so it's
That makes
very
it
even more makes the disconnect even more disappointing now than it was when it happened last week.
Rub it in.
Ow.
Yeah.
And when you dropped two other people dropped.
Yeah,
Oh.
Gallen only just two corners away, ends up disconnecting straight after. So it was pretty weird.
Oh, that's
And poor Philly. That's life.
Yeah, congratulations, back up on the podium, DK and Gal.
Yeah, cheers, JT.
Thanks, JT.
You did have the race lead until you pitted, and then Tojo ended up getting out much quicker.
Yeah, we talked about that. Tojo didn't change tyres, I did.
Yeah, so
he
I
just,
thought it might have
sort
been.
of managed his tyres a lot better at the end of the race, and yeah, I just could not catch him. He was too fast for me. So congrats on the win, Tojo.
Thank you.
Racing.
Yep. Good job on that start.
Yeah,
you
cheers,
saw the
I've got a launch
fastest
off.
lap too, DK.
Yeah, I know.
148.3, so very quick.
Yeah, cheers.
Smashed it.
Hopefully that'll help with any points in the championship, I suppose. But
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure where
how
I'm
close
standing.
it is. 10 can definitely make a big difference. So it's very tight.
So, no, it was good racing by all. It was fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
another drive tonight with all 14 laps being completed by all drivers. So
Yeah, very
great
surprised
to
that
see.
not more people got my slowdown penalty points or time.
Yeah.
That was good
I
to
could
see.
have had a few. I've backed out of a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm the same. I had to as well.
Yeah, I only had one. I slowed down for you.
Yeah.
And that's why I gained like 2 seconds on me.
Yeah, you were absolutely flying on those last couple of laps, even if your tyres might have been going away.
Yeah, when you boxed, I absolutely floored it. But
Yeah,
you got
doing
that fast
really
a time anyway. That first tires.
Yeah, you were much faster than me down through the hill and back up the hill section, like end of sector 2.
Yeah, and in the qualifying, you were absolutely 6/10 like faster in that final sector as well, the middle sector too.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it was two one thousandths of a second. I crossed the line and I went, oh my goodness, like that's like a gear change or 100 RPM difference. But
Probably one of the closest qualifying gaps we've seen. It was phenomenal.
That was a great time though.
Yeah, it's definitely well deserved. So congrats, Tojo.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was very quick laps.
Only 3 wins out of 5, so. Only.
There was a lot in the 49s for quali.
Yeah.
All within a second. Jeez.
It's been warmer in the race, so yeah.
Yeah.
Felt more grippier in the race.
And congrats, Gallon. So you're doing a bit of position swapping in that midfield for a good while, and then you managed to get a fantastic run, getting the advantage of Vortex and Coco.
Yeah, I sort of copped a few slowdown penalty warnings coming up, and I'm like, oh, do I just drive through it and cop it, or no, I'll back off. That's where the first one, where I sort of moved over, let Vortex through, let him go, and then I just put the chase back on and got another one, and I'm like, oh, come on, I'm getting closer, I'm in the draft, and yeah, and then I went in, done my pit stop before, I'm going to do it halfway, get out of the traffic a little bit, calm down, and then I didn't take on tyres. I knew that I could manage them out to last the race, knowing that they'll be a bit slippery later on. And then I followed DK coming out of the pits. I'm like, wow, that was a big gain. Took it easy into that first corner, knowing that it was going to be heaps slippery, and then I'd said, see you, DK. Have fun. See you, mate. It was a good race by all. Well done, Tyjo.
Yeah, it was good.
Congrats on the win, mate. DK, awesome drive, mate. You've been solid all week, and hats off to you, mate. Well done.
Cheers, guys.
And everybody else, awesome driving. It was very clean.
Yeah, shout out to my mom and dad. Swore I couldn't get the $50 I promised you guys. So.
Do the sums already, Tyjo.
My wallet is still empty for now.
Oh, damn it.
It's always next time.
Always supercars, mate.
Hell yeah.
See it. Yeah, well done, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
JT.
With the V8
Appreciate it,
next
mate.
week. No worries.
Looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
And big thanks to Next Level Racing, Pagnian Imports for their sponsorship and their support throughout. And a big hats off to JT for organising everything. I think that's on behalf of everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much, dude.
Much appreciated.
Enjoy. See you at Supercars.
Will do.
Yeah, see you. Is that next week?
Good luck.
Better get my
Is that
time.
next week already?
That's it.
It is.
Okay, see you, dude. Thank you.
There we have our podium finishes with Jojo taking out the final win. DK in position 2 and Gallen in position 3. So we'll check out what's coming up next. We have now wrapped up the Pagnian Imports BMW M1 Procar Cup. So now heading off into the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship. That's another 5-round series. We're heading off to Rapunia Park GP, and round 2 is Willow Springs. Round 3 is Algarve, and then round 4 we head to China for Zhuhai and finish it up for the final round at Bathurst Mount Panorama. So it's going to be a fantastic series. So hit the follow button if you haven't done so already, so you can be notified when we go live. So that's starting next week, Thursday, 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then also round 1 starts on iRacing this coming Monday at the same time. And there's more V8 Supercar action to come from that as well. And we're going to be seeing some fantastic driving yet again with just how this series has been. So you don't want to be missing out on how these guys are going to put on a show for us. So thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you trackside next week.